In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to start, operate, and scale an AI agency in 2026. This will be a complete beginner-friendly blueprint with 6 steps, from learning how to get this business off the ground to getting your first client and everything else you will need to know in between. No coding and no technical background required. But before we get into it, I want to be very clear. I don't have any courses to sell you. This is not a hidden sales pitch. Everything I'm sharing here is free information. My goal here in this video is for you to find enough golden nuggets and motivation to take action and finally start this business so by the end of 2026, you don't have any regrets. And here's a quick roadmap so you know exactly what to expect in this video. So grab your pen and paper. Section 1. What you can realistically earn with this AI agency model. No fairy tale numbers. We'll talk about first clients, monthly retainers, and what the next 3 to 12 months could look like if you stick with it. Section number 2, the offer itself. I will show you the simplest AI service to sell right now and how it compares to other service models you might have seen online. Section number 3, skills and expertise. A lot of people get stuck here thinking I'm not technical enough or I've never done this before, so they are afraid. Well, I'll break down how to get confident and actually sound like you know what you're doing when talking to a business owner. Section number 4, the tools you will need. I will show you the minimum software stack needed to deliver the service. So you don't have to piece 10 tools into this Frankenstein setup. No overcomplication, no wasting money, okay? Next, we'll talk about getting your first client and how to scale. How to book demos, how to price, how to structure monthly retainers, and what it takes to go from your first client to $10,000 per month on repeat. So by the end of this, you will have a clear roadmap, not just ideas. But let's answer the obvious question. Why start an AI agency in the first place? Why not dropshipping, Amazon FBA, crypto, trading, and whatever else is trading right now? There are a lot of businesses out there, a lot. But this one is unique for a pretty simple reason. It costs almost nothing to start and there's a big upside. You don't need inventory, you don't need ads, you don't need a degree or employees. You basically need a laptop, a phone number, and a bit of time. Compared to something like e-commerce, for example, which I actually did in 2020, where I had to deal with Chinese suppliers, shipping, product design, video content, expensive Facebook ads, and of course, returns. It was so much overhead. With AI agency, on the other hand, it's pretty light, it's lean, and it's mostly profit once you land a client. And the cool part, you don't have to put a lot of money up front. You can run this business on the side, after work, weekends, a couple hours a night. It's up to you. You can charge 100, 300, 500, some people charge thousands of dollars. And you only need a few clients like that to have something real, a real business. And if you have more time and you can take more risk, you can go full time and turn this into $10,000, $20,000 plus per month operation over time. It really comes down to your effort, your outreach consistency, and your willingness to learn. For example, it took me 9 months to hit $10,000 per month while I was working part-time for Uber Eats. I had no support and no technical knowledge, but I also know a lot of people who have reached the same number in only 3 months, but they focused on this business full-time. Now, I'm not gonna promise you millions. Most people watch these videos, get inspired, and then do nothing. They get overwhelmed, distracted, or move on to the next shiny thing on YouTube. But if you're someone who can implement things in this video, even imperfectly, you will build a great business. My hope is that a handful of people, including you, who are watching this right now, take action, get their first client, and let it snowball from there. Now, let's move on to the next piece. What service you should actually offer? Because a lot of people get stuck here. There are so many things you can do in the AI space. Chatbots, automations, content creation, copywriting, CRM setups, website building, etc. It becomes overwhelming really fast. What you don't want to do, especially at the start, is try to offer everything. That's how people burn out. You end up learning 10 skills halfway instead of one skill properly, and clients can feel that. So the fastest way to get traction is simple. Pick one problem, one solution, and one offer. Obsess over it. Deliver it well so clients never cancel, and get paid monthly for it forever. In this case, the offer we are using is AI Receptionist for local businesses. It answers calls 24/7. It answers texts 24/7. It books appointments on autopilot, so we basically recover missed revenue that the business owners would have missed by not following up with their leads fast enough. It's really easy to understand, it solves a painful problem, and you can get a client without needing years of experience or a huge technology stack. And then later on, once you have a couple of clients going and you have systems built out, you can, if you want, introduce other services. You can upsell on other packages like Facebook ads, for example, or social media management. But it's very important to not get distracted because focus builds momentum and complexity kills it. But if a client asks for it, like, hey, can you help me with a website? You don't have to say no if you don't know how to do it. You can outsource it to like freelancers on Upwork or Fiverr and then charge a markup. But your anchor offer remains the same thing, AI Receptionist. It converts missed calls and books them into the business owner's calendar. Now, let's move into something that stops a lot of people before they even get their first client. Maybe you already have these thoughts. I'm not good enough. I've never done this before. What if someone asks something and I don't know the answer? So let me break down how to build confidence and credibility without pretending you are a 10-year industry veteran. The truth about expertise is that everyone learns as they go in any business. Nobody knows anything in the beginning, and it's very important to not overpromise. Don't walk into the business saying you will double their revenue in 30 days or automate everything in their company. With the AI Receptionist, you don't need to be a technical genius. You just need to know one system well enough to set it up, test it, and support it. And there's a proven path to get there. Drum roll, proven path is learning by doing. If I were starting today with zero experience, I would do this. Pick one business. I would go to my friends, relatives, or local shops. I would set up their AI Receptionist for free or at low cost and be upfront with them. Say, I'm just learning. I want to test this with you so I can deliver great results for you and use you as my testimonial for my next clients. Next, you get real calls, real feedback, real confidence, and then use those results as social proof for your next clients. So those businesses will say yes because they have nothing to lose, and you get expertise you can leverage later. So one client will turn into 2 clients, which will in turn turn to 5 clients. So this method will build your business faster than studying endlessly on YouTube. Trust me. Now, a lot of beginners get stuck here in this section because they think they need the perfect brand, perfect logo, perfect website, and obviously perfect domain name. And they end up procrastinating for weeks or sometimes months. And I'm speaking from experience because that's where I've been in the beginning. I do not recommend doing that. So please get operational fast so you can talk to real businesses and learn by doing. You can always improve visuals later. And if you want help avoiding the design rabbit hole, I have the 7-day launch checklist and I have a plug-and-play website template in there as well. You only need to put your name there and everything else is ready to go. Plus, it has a pretty cool missed call calculator on the website as well that you can show to your clients. So you can calculate how much money they're gonna make using this AI Receptionist. Okay, next one, free learning, because obviously you would need to learn how to build AI agents as the time goes on. But honestly, everything is free nowadays and you don't need to pay for courses anymore. And all my videos on this channel are mini courses. So you literally don't need anything else to get started. But please spend more time implementing than researching. So here's a quick summary. To get good at this, number 1, focus on action, not perfection. 2, practice with free or low paying clients. Next, use those results as a proof to get paying clients. And last but not least, keep improving. Once you start experimenting, you will have that experience. You will not get that experience from waiting and researching endlessly on the internet. All right, let's talk tools, because having the right setup will save you a ton of headaches later. I remember in the beginning when I was new to this marketing, this AI, this everything, I didn't know where to start because there are so many softwares. For this AI agency, you really only need one core platform and everything else is optional. There are a lot of great tools, but I will show you the stack that I personally use and I recommend. The first one on the list is GoHighLevel, and this one I personally use since 2022. And I would honestly call it a Swiss Army knife of agencies. It has everything. If you're serious about offering this AI Receptionist, GoHighLevel is going to be your end-all be-all software. Again, it has everything. Websites, calendars, contracts, payments, AI agents, automation, like for example, sending automated emails and SMS, and 100 other things the software can do. But I don't want you to get distracted because you only need like 5 tools to get this business off the ground. And if you're wondering, they did not pay me to say this because I, again, personally signed up in 2022 and I'm still paying for this software because it's the best. Period. End of story. And it's only $97 per month. And there's a 14-day to try it. But if you want to get a better deal, check the description. There might be a seasonal promotion to get a discount or to get more free days. So check down below. So instead of duct taping 10 tools together, this thing lets you run the entire agency from one place. And this is why most agency owners eventually end up here, even if they start somewhere else with other softwares. So if you've never used it before, I have a lot of tutorials on this channel going over how to use it. So no worries. Okay, next software is about knowledge management. If you want a place to organize tasks, ideas, client notes, onboarding checklists, which are very important, you need to use Notion or at least Google Sheets. But both of them are free. I personally use Notion because I need a place to brain dump ideas, sales notes, client onboarding steps, because otherwise everything floats around and nothing gets done. And at first I was using Apple Notes and Google Docs, but I switched to Notion because it's again easier to organize everything. Okay, next you will need a simple website to look credible and send prospects somewhere. I built all my websites in GoHighLevel, but there are other options like WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, Base44, Lovable, GetMocha, and probably 1,000 other ones. And all of them work, but I just don't want to spend 3 weeks picking fonts and colors and switching between one software and then linking like a calendar to that software, and then everything else is in like a different software. So again, like that's why I like GoHighLevel, because it's like all in one. But anyway, calendar, because you need a calendar to book sales calls and onboarding calls, right? And again, I use GoHighLevel, no wonder, but there are alternatives. So if you really want to use some of them, like the good ones are Calendly and Google Calendar. Next one is contracts and signatures, because when you sign a client, you want to have a contract so that you protect it legally. And you need a way for clients to sign agreements digitally, right? And you probably already know what I'm gonna say. Yes, I use GoHighLevel to send contracts to my clients, but other options include PandaDoc, DocuSign, and some other ones. There are, again, so many, but they all cost extra money. For the payments, when we also get a client, obviously we need to be able to send an invoice for them to pay by credit card ideally. We don't want to do e-transfers or wire transfers because those methods are over. So for this, you need Stripe, and there's no question about it. Just go ahead and register for it if you haven't done it yet, because it's kind of the industry gold standard. Everyone is using Stripe, so why would you, try to reinvent the wheel? And once you have your account, you can just log in and create invoices and create clients and send all of that inside of Stripe. But if you want to be fancy and collect payments straight on your website with the checkout and everything, you can connect Stripe to your GoHighLevel website. Again, so that is just like a click of a button for your clients. Oh, here's your website. Oh, here's the missed call calculator. I like everything. I scroll down, there's a checkout. I click purchase and boom, you have $300 in your pocket. Okay, next is the most important, AI agents, because this is the engine of your offer. Here, again, I recommend using GoHighLevel because it makes it very easy to create those agents. And inside, I can quickly create AI Receptionist, which can talk to people over text, on the website, Instagram, Facebook, and it can pick up the phone. So if I call, AI talks to me. If I message the business, again, AI texts me, and it has a very good looking website widget that again talks to people online. But if you want an alternative specifically for voice, there's a really good option, which is Retail AI. It's really good, but it still needs GoHighLevel for the backend automations, like calendar appointment booking, sending SMS and emails after the call to the caller and to your client. So if you want to use Retail AI, just know it's a component, not the whole automation system. So if you trust me and you want to walk a proven path, you only need 3 things to launch this business: GoHighLevel, Notion, and Stripe. If you don't trust me or you need a challenge, you have an ocean of different applications that you can mix and match to get to the same destination. It's up to you. All right, we have 2 more sections to go: target clients and how to scale. Let's start with the most important one. Who should you sell AI Receptionist to? You want to start with business that lose money when they miss calls, and charge enough per sale to justify your fee. So if a business makes $30 profit per customer, paying you $500 per month feels heavy. But if they make $1,500 per customer, $500 per month feels like a rounding error. So we want to follow the money. Here are some industries that hate missed calls, get leads daily, and care about fast response. Even one extra booked appointment per week can justify your entire monthly fee. But you can sell to anyone. It's not about avoiding certain niches. It's about starting where the math is on your side. But the best place to start, regardless of math, is the people you know. Ask your friends, relatives, work buddies if they know anyone running a local business. Ask them to introduce you. You will figure out their business and hone your skills. But eventually, you want to niche down because same niche equals faster fulfillment and less learning curve. For example, if you help one car dealership and it works, you can take those results to the next dealership and you can say, here are the appointments we booked last month for this client. Do you want me to set this up for you as well? Instant credibility. Over time, you will not be just a marketer. You will become this AI guy for dealerships in your city, or dentists, or roofers, or med spas. Pick one lane and drive deep, not wide. So here's a quick summary. You need to start with people you know, and if there is no one, choose industries that have high profit margins and that feel real good pain when they miss a call. The next thing to remember is that only one small win equals a case study, which equals easier, further sales. And last but not least, word of mouth compounds much faster inside of one niche. All right, now let's talk about how to get clients and how to grow, because making money is the whole reason you're watching this video. With this business model, income is very straightforward. One client equals $300 to $500 per month. And here's the thing, your first client will not come from ads, funnels, or fancy marketing. It will come from proximity and conversations, because in the beginning, you need to help someone you already know and offer to set up this AI receptionist for free or at low cost, as we discussed earlier. And you want to position yourself as a helpful marketer who wants to make them money. And you just testing the system for them, for this real business, to get results. And that's how I started as well in 2022. I was lost, I didn't know what to do, and my friend asked me for help with marketing, and I'm just like, okay, I can help him make more money by using GoHighLevel, by implementing some automations and AI. And what ended up happening is I delivered great results, and then the word spread out to the dealership owner. Then he invited me for an interview, and I signed up that dealership as well. And then I delivered good results for that dealership, and the word spread out, and I slowly started working with other local dealerships. And that's how I built my dealership agency in Toronto, but I have other clients in Canada and US as well. So one small win can snowball, but if you deliver good results. So your goal for your first client is not money. It's a testimonial, proof of concept, and confidence. Because after you deliver results for this client, you get results, selling becomes 10 times easier because you're now confident, you believe in this business model. Okay, now is stage number 2, getting to $1,000 per month. And $1,000 per month is usually 2 to 3 clients. And you can use this formula. You can find local businesses that lose money on missed calls, and you reach out with a simple message. Hey, quick question. If I could help you get an extra paying client this month without you lifting a finger, would that be worth 60 seconds of your time? They say yes. And you continue. Great. Quick question. If you could hire a front desk person to answer calls like this, would that save a lot of time in your day? They say yes, but that's a lot of money, correct? So what if I could give you a front desk assistant at 1/10 the cost, which doesn't take vacations, doesn't sleep, and doesn't have mood swings? So you can stop answering your phone and focus on growing your business. Would that be something you might want to try for free or for a couple of weeks? And then you want to offer them a free setup? Option number 1, option number 2 is a free trial, and option number 3 is a discounted first month. Then you want to deliver results and show them return on investment. As simple as that. And here's an example pricing structure. For your first client or first couple of clients, you want to charge nothing or as little as possible, like $100 per month or $200 per month, just again to build that confidence and momentum. And then for your next clients, like which is like a regular retainer, you can charge $200 to $500 per month. And then if you have big clients that have a lot of calls and a lot of messages and it's like heavy volume, you can charge $500 to $1,000 per month. And boom, you close a couple of retainers like that and you have $1,000 per month. And the next stage will then be going to $10,000 per month, the number that everyone wants. So once you have results and working setup, scaling is simply repetition plus consistency. So here's the realistic path. You want to niche down because that makes fulfillment and marketing easier. And you want to have case studies because that makes closing easier. So to reach 10 grand a month, you only need 10 to 20 clients paying $500 to $1,000 each. And at this point, growth becomes simple math. Outreach multiplied by demo rate multiplied by close rate equals clients. For example, you message or call 100 business owners. 5 of them show interest and you book a demo video call. And then only 1 closes and becomes a client. So that's your 1% close rate. And if you spend 1 to 2 hours a day messaging or calling local businesses, you will eventually land appointments and you will eventually land clients. But if you spend 20 to 30 hours per week selling this, you can hit $10,000 per month within a couple of months. It is not guaranteed, but realistic for someone who actually executes. And once you get past 10 clients, that's when you can start outsourcing to save time and scale without drowning in fulfillment. Also, don't forget to grab my 7-day AI agency launch checklist downstairs in the description. There are a lot of people trying to sell courses, but you don't have to spend money to learn how to do that. Plus, I have so many free resources and mini courses on this channel, so feel free to check them out. But anyway, go execute, stop learning, start doing, please, and I'll see you around.